The truth is, your brain doesn't truly decide what you buy in a store. It largely reacts to a meticulously engineered environment designed to bypass conscious thought and trigger impulse. You believe you're exercising free will, but the moment you step inside, you're entering a carefully constructed psychological theater where the script for your purchases was already written. Today, we peel back the layers of that illusion to expose the astonishing power of choice architecture and environmental priming. You're about to understand the precise psychological and neuroscientific mechanisms that transform browsing into buying, revealing how seemingly innocent retail spaces manipulate your cognitive biases, making certain products feel not just desirable, but utterly irresistible. This isn't just about marketing, it's about the hidden levers that influence your everyday decisions, often without your explicit awareness. At its core, choice architecture is the deliberate design of different ways in which choices can be presented to consumers and the impact of that presentation on decision-making. Think of it as an invisible hand guiding your selections. It leverages the inherent shortcuts our brains take to conserve energy. For example, consider the anchoring effect. Your mind, when faced with uncertainty, will latch onto the first piece of information it encounters. A store might display an exorbitantly priced jacket right at the entrance. No one expects you to buy it, but its sheer presence anchors your perception of value. Suddenly, a similar jacket, priced significantly lower but still expensive, seems like a reasonable bargain by comparison. It's a trick of perspective, not a reflection of inherent worth. One compelling demonstration of this comes from a study by Ariely, Lowenstein, and Prelec in 2006, which explored how the presence of a decoy option can fundamentally alter preferences between other choices. They showed that by introducing a slightly inferior but more expensive third option, people were much more likely to choose the second most expensive option, the one the retailer actually wanted them to buy. This isn't about logic. It's about the subconscious calibration of perceived value. Your brain is constantly searching for context. When a context is provided that makes one option look superior to another, even if that superiority is manufactured, your internal choice mechanism leans heavily into it. It's like a spotlight subtly illuminating one path in a dark room. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. This invisible guidance goes far beyond simple pricing. It seeps into every sensory experience, every subtle cue that bypasses your conscious guard. That's environmental priming. Now, imagine entering a supermarket. What's the first thing you usually see? Often, it's the vibrant, fresh produce section. Think about the fine mist that coats the vegetables, the earthy scent, the sheer array of natural colors. Is that just to keep things fresh? Part of it, yes, but it's also a powerful form of sensory priming. The smell of fresh earth and growing things, the sight of vibrant green and red, it triggers associations with health, natural goodness, and abundance. This primes your brain to be in a healthy choices mindset, making you more susceptible to buying those organic berries or exotic vegetables. Then, as you round the corner, a waft of warm, sweet bakery air hits you. Have you ever felt that instantaneous craving? That's not a coincidence. The smell of freshly baked bread or cookies is a potent olfactory cue, directly linked to comfort, home, and satisfaction. This particular scent has been shown to reduce a sense of urgency, encourage a more relaxed shopping pace, and most importantly, trigger a reward response in the brain that makes impulse buys far more likely. It's not your willpower failing, it's your limbic system responding to an ancient, powerful signal. Consider a study by Spangenberg, Crowley, and Henderson in 1996, which demonstrated how ambient scent can significantly influence consumer behavior. They found that a pleasant ambient scent in a retail environment led to more positive evaluations of the store and its merchandise, and ultimately increased purchase intentions. This isn't conscious persuasion, it's a direct bypass to your emotional and motivational systems. Your brain, in its effort to conserve energy, uses these environmental cues as shortcuts. It doesn't analyze the smell of cookies and think, a clever retail tactic. Instead, it simply associates the smell with pleasure and warmth, creating a receptive state for spending. Your free choice becomes a response to a carefully orchestrated sensory experience. This subtle control completely reshapes how we understand impulse. It's not a personal failing, it's a predictable neurobiological reaction. So, How do you reclaim your agency in this meticulously designed labyrinth of consumption? First, cultivate radical environmental awareness. The next time you enter a store, pause. Instead of immediately looking for what you need, scan the environment for deliberate placement and sensory cues. Where are the high-margin items placed? Usually at eye level, easily accessible, often on end caps or near checkout. Notice the subtle background music. Is it upbeat and fast, designed to make you move quickly through the store, or slow and calming, encouraging you to linger and browse? Identify the anchor prices, those ridiculously expensive items that make everything else seem reasonable. Pay attention to the scents, the lighting, the temperature. The goal isn't to be paranoid, but to become an active observer of the psychological landscape. By recognizing these manipulations, you create a conscious buffer between the stimulus and your reaction. You literally see the strings pulling your desires. Second, embrace the power of pre-commitment and the minimalist list. Before you ever step foot into a store, create a precise shopping list. This list isn't just a memory aid, it's a personal declaration of intent, a psychological shield against choice architecture. Commit to buying only what is on that list. Avoid browsing the aisles where you have no specific need. When you enter a store with a clear, non-negotiable mission, you drastically reduce your exposure to the priming effects and clever displays designed to derail your intentions. This isn't about rigid self-control, it's about altering the environment of your decision-making before the store can alter yours. You define the terms of engagement. Third, implement the 24-hour rule for any non-essential purchase. If an item catches your eye and it wasn't on your pre-committed list, do not buy it immediately. Walk away, go home, reevaluate your desire for that item a full day later. More often than not, the intense pull you felt in the store, fueled by environmental priming and clever placement, will dissipate once you're out of that carefully constructed psychological bubble. This simple delay allows your prefrontal cortex, the seat of rational thought and long-term planning, to override the impulsive, emotionally driven responses triggered by the retail environment. It's a systematic way to differentiate between genuine need or desire and a manufactured impulse. Understanding these mechanisms profoundly alters how you perceive yourself and every other person moving through the world. You begin to grasp that your actions, your emotions, your very choices are not solely born from some internal independent will. Instead, they are a complex dynamic interplay between your neurobiology and the external environment. This isn't a diminishment of your humanity, it's an expansion of your understanding. You realize that what often looks like individual decision-making is frequently the predictable outcome of environmental forces, nudging and shaping us in ways we rarely detect. It fosters a profound empathy for others, recognizing that their irrational choices might simply be predictable responses to unseen triggers. And for yourself, it transforms the concept of self-control from a struggle against weakness into a strategic engagement with your own brain's architecture. You are not a solitary decision-maker. You are a complex system, exquisitely sensitive to the world around you. The more you comprehend the hidden science behind human behavior, the more profoundly you grasp the true nature of your own mind. This exploration of the buying brain is just one facet of the incredible, often invisible forces that shape our lives. And there are even deeper, more fundamental truths awaiting discovery. Keep watching, and together, we will continue to decode the incredible mechanisms that explain why people do what they do.